You can look under rocks, you can look in trees, you can look in rivers, in the sea, in the fields, in the cupboards. You can't find motivation. Motivation is not a thing that you can just pick up, put on your motivation t-shirt and off you go.
Hey, feel I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's video. The topic of which is something which I am insanely passionate about. It's something I'm very good at helping with. And incidentally, it's probably also the number one excuse that I hear, the biggest reason, the biggest roadblock that people put up between them and their version of success is lack of motivation, is consistently talking about, consistently identifying with someone who is struggling with motivation. Hopefully, if this is you, by the end of this video, you will have come more round to my way of thinking. Because, no, I'm going to say it. I don't believe having no motivation, I don't think a lack of motivation is actually a thing. And whenever I say that, everybody's back goes up and it's like, you don't know me, you don't know my situation, I don't have any motivation because I've got this, that and the other. So, let's unpick it. Let's look at it. Let's really dive in to what people really mean when they have no motivation. What they really mean is they are not seeing results. So what that basically says to me is when someone says, Mr. Danny Wilson, I don't have any motivation. Mr. Danny Wilson, I wish I had the same amount of motivation as you because then I would do X, Y, and Z. All you're doing, all you're saying, all I'm hearing is, Mr. Danny Wilson, the plan that I am on, the plan that I am trying to follow is not working. The plan that I am trying to follow is too difficult. The plan that I'm trying to follow is not sustainable. The plan that I'm trying to follow, I'm just not following because it's too difficult, because I don't like it, because it's not working, blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah. And that's where the story comes that you are not motivated. Because when you think about it, your motivation is high, your willpower is high when the scales are dropping, when you are looking better in the mirror, when you are feeling more energized, your motivation is incredibly high. When this isn't working, i.e. when you're not sticking to the plan or the plan that you are trying to stick to is fucking ridiculous. That's when the lack of motivation story, that's when all this appears, that's when it materializes. Oh, I just haven't got the motivation to do that stuff today that isn't working. Maybe you're following the keto diet and it's just not working for you because you constantly crave carbohydrates. Maybe it's not working for you because you're tired, because your workouts have suck, because you've got no carbohydrates for energy. Your motivation is going to start going down then because you're not getting the results, you're not feeling the way that you think that you should be feeling. So this brings us back to disappointment comes from mismanaged expectations. If you expect to get a different result and you don't, you are going to feel disappointed in yourself. And when you feel disappointed, you're going to feel unmotivated. Does that make sense? Because if we really unpack it, it doesn't matter where you look. You can look under rocks, you can look in trees, you can look in rivers, in the sea, in the fields, in the cupboards. You can't find motivation. Motivation is not a thing that you can just pick up, put on your motivation t-shirt and off you go. Because motivation is created within ourselves. We create our own motivation by taking action. We create our own motivation by living in line with our values, by making choices that align us with the person who we actually want to be. That's where motivation comes from. And the fact that you continue to tell everybody who will listen that you really haven't got any motivation, I just haven't got the motivation. I'm just so demotivated. I just haven't got the. Can you see the energy? Can you see that? If that's how you are behaving, if that's how you are talking, why on earth would you expect to feel any different. You're constantly telling, we'll say the universe, you're declaring to the world that you are a person with no motivation. Therefore, your subconscious, self-righteous, your ego is always right. You will act like someone who hasn't got any motivation. It's that simple. In fact, we can go one step further and I can tell you pretty much categorically, it's not a motivation issue, it's an energy issue. So if we replace motivation, lack of motivation, with lack of energy, now we are getting to the root of the issue. Because when energy is low, of course your motivation is going to be low. Because when energy is low, you're not going to be doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. You're not going to be exercising. You're not going to be making the right choices. You're not going to be eating the right foods because your energy is on its arse. So let's flip that around. And what can we do? What is it that I am an absolute world-class expert at doing? It's improving the quality of your sleep. Now, I know you must be thinking, fucking hell, Danny, will you shut up about sleep? But it's the absolute pillar. It's the foundation to which good health is built. You can't get around it. There's absolutely nothing that you can do. So if you are looking to increase your motivation, remove motivation, replace energy, let's start looking at getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every single night. Yes, I'm going on about sleep again because it's my passion and I absolutely categorically know that it will change your life. You will live a more purposeful life. You will make better decisions. You will find this motivation that you are searching high and low for when really it's inside you. You are a motivated person. You just don't live like a motivated person. You're not making the same decisions as a motivated person. You are not eating the same foods. You are not treating your body with the respect that it deserves like a motivated person. So why on earth would you expect to feel motivated? Hopefully that's brought you round to my way of thinking, that lack of motivation, it doesn't exist. It's a lack of energy. So if we fix your energy issue, if we get you on the right path, if we instill the right program, remember, lack of energy means lack of motivation is lack of energy. Lack of motivation, basically, if you read between the lines, says, Danny Wilson, the plan that I am following now isn't working. The plan that I am following now is too difficult. The plan that I am following now is not getting me the results that I want. Therefore, I'm going to live a demotivated, unpurposeful, uninspired life. Hopefully that's made you think. Hopefully that's kind of brought you around to the Danny Wilson way of reframing everything, of removing emotion from every single thought, every single decision. I feel like shit. Why do I feel like shit? Because I haven't slept. I feel like shit because I've had Domino's 4 times this week. I feel like shit because I'm eating too much sugar. I feel like shit because I'm eating too much fat. I feel like shit because I'm drinking too much coffee. I feel like shit because I'm drinking too much alcohol. Therefore, I'm not getting the results that I somehow believe I deserve, even though I'm not actually putting the work in. And because I'm not putting the work in, I'm not getting the results, makes me feel demotivated, which means I live a demotivated, unpurposeful, uninspired, boring life. Does that make sense? Have a beautiful day, and I will catch you next time.